On this episode of Kemp Outside, we are going to review the M45 Pro Night Vision Binoculars by GeowFi. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. Well, every once in a while, I get to review something super cool. And so the guys at GeowFi Tech contacted me and asked me if I wanted to review some night vision binoculars. And I was like, heck yeah, because oftentimes, guys, when I'm camping, I'm hanging out at night and I hear stuff in the woods or whatever, and I'm thinking to myself, I would love to have night vision to check out to see if I can spot, you know, something in the woods, maybe an animal at night or something like that. And so what an awesome thing to take camping. I'm super excited about this. My kids are excited about this. Let's bust this thing open and see what's in it. So I haven't even opened the package yet. I just took the wrapping off. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. And it looks like the sleeve just slides off there. And so it's really nice packaging. I'm gonna pop the lid off. It says seize every moment, GeowFi. So let's seize the moment of opening this thing up. So really nice package, well packaged. Comes with a carrying case, so that's nice. It's got a handle. It's very hard sided. This is awesome. So we'll unzip it here and see what we got inside. So it looks like we got, take the stuff out of the pocket first, the side pocket. So we've got some cables. I imagine this is to charge it up. But it comes with, yep, USB-A to USB-C cord. That's a strap so that you can put it around your neck, I'm sure. And then what do we got here? Looks like an instruction manual. And then a cloth for cleaning the lenses. So I'm gonna keep that in the package with the instruction manual. I'll pull that out as a matter of last resort, but let's see if we can just fire this thing up and see what it looks like. Okay, so as I open up the thing, it's all wrapped up. It's pretty nice and lightweight, guys. I like that. It's not too heavy. One of the things that I don't like about binoculars is when they're too heavy and they're hanging around my neck, I don't tend to carry them because I don't want all the weight around my neck. So I really like how lightweight this is. That's pretty cool. Okay. Wow, check this out. So here it is, guys. Here's the unit. So it's got the eyepieces. And then this other side here, we're gonna peel that off. One of the best things about having a new piece of electronic is pulling that off. Oh yeah. And so my guess is we're gonna have to charge this up to see how it works. So I'm gonna figure that out and then we'll continue on with the video. Okay guys, so now that we have it fired up, this thing is really cool. So I have never used anything like this before, so it took me just a second to figure it out, but not very long at all. So it's not like a normal binocular, in which case you would look through the eyepieces like that. No, it's got a screen, and so you look at it like this. You hold it like this, and then as you can see there, I don't know if you can see, it's pretty dark, but there's a screen right here. Of course, it's pointing at the trailer. So you use that screen, and then to focus, you turn the eyepiece, right? The near far on the eyepiece, and that's how it focuses the device. And then you're able to snap photos, still photos from what you see, or you can shoot video. So very, very, very cool. I am gonna shoot some video with it both in the daylight as well as at night, and I'll put that in this review so we can see what it looks like. But one of the things I like to do is just pull it right out of the box and start using it and see whether or not I have to use a manual. And guys, it took me seconds to figure this out. And I didn't have to charge it, by the way. All I had to do is power it on and it turned on right away. It looks like it's got 2/3 to 3/4 of a full battery. So all in all, guys, I think this thing looks really, really cool, and I can't wait to use it. I can't wait to really try it out in the dark. Let me get to shooting some video with it and see how it does. Well, guys, I know I said I was going to do a little bit of testing with my dogs at my house, but I decided instead to bring it with me on my camping trip. So I'm at Lake Kissimmee State Park in Lake Wales, Florida, and what's awesome about this, guys, is that it is very dark here at night. So at my house, there was just way too much ambient light. My neighbors have some security lights and that kind of stuff. And I just really wasn't feeling like I was getting a good enough test of this. So I waited a couple days and brought it camping with me. Guys, check out this footage last night of some armadillos running around our campsite. This armadillo was probably 30 feet away, and I was on the lowest magnification setting for this shot. You can see that I'm holding the GeowFi just in my hands. I'm trying to stand pretty still, and I'm looking at the image through the viewfinder. I did move a little bit closer. I didn't have to increase the magnification. As you can see, it's in pretty good focus. I'm now probably 15 feet away from the armadillo, and pretty soon I'm going to scare it away here. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot of image stabilization, but it's not bad. And so, guys, here is the daytime footage from the GeowFi. The GeowFi works pretty well when you're using it as regular binoculars during daytime. I'm probably panning too fast for the video recording, but when I was using it, it didn't bother me at all to pan this fast with just looking at the screen with my eyes. I'm on the lowest magnification setting. There is quite a bit of magnification even at the lowest setting, so it's pretty nice. And then as I pan in here, you're going to get some up-close shots of my dog. There you can see Ellie there. I have to manually focus, so I bring her into focus. I move past, then I come back. It takes a little bit of getting used to get things focused in, but as you work with it, you'll get used to it. And then there's Tiller there, and I'll bring him into focus. So really nice up-close shots, and again, the image stabilization isn't too bad for hand-holding this unit. It's not going to be as good as like a GoPro or even the latest image stabilization in smartphones, but it's really not bad, and of course you get the benefits of night vision and zoom. Okay, guys, so here are my initial impressions before actually reviewing the video I took. So the first thing is that it's very, very easy to use. It's got a really big viewfinder so that you can really see what you're looking at. And then also, guys, the buttons are easy to use even in the dark. Once you figure out what button is what, from just a little bit of practice of using it, it's pretty easy to adjust, especially the IR modes. So it's got, I think, 6 different IR modes. I'm just going by memory. But basically it starts off with the lowest amount of IR possible, and that's really good for stuff that's pretty in close. But as you are going out for distance, you're going to want to increase your IR setting. And so I ran through all the IR settings to include looking at some pretty far off distant places here in the park. And so that is this button right here. So you actually get really used to hitting it, you know, when you're holding it. It's not that bad. The other thing is that it's manual focus. So you'll see in the video sometimes things are out of focus until I twist the knob in order to get it in focus. That's not a really big deal. It's the same as normal binoculars, guys. Normal binoculars are manual focus. It's not like an iPhone or like a GoPro or something like that that is going to automatic focus. So you have to get used to that a little bit, but it is not a detractor in my mind whatsoever. It's something that I'm used to from regular binoculars, so it was just something that I would expect with this. Also, the zoom is pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with how much closer you feel when you're looking through these things. It's a little disorienting in the dark to look through it and then pull it away from your face and realize that, number one, you can't see anything because you were staring at a somewhat bright screen, but two, that it is a lot farther away than you thought it was. So that takes a little bit of getting used to, but I'm sure that's the case with pretty much any amplified night vision. So all in all, guys, I really like this. Here's where I think this might be a little bit of a challenge, and that is when you're recording the video. My guess is the image stabilization in these is not as good as maybe some of the things I'm used to, like my GoPro, for instance. But my GoPro doesn't have night vision. When you're using it out in the field, like there's an animal making a sound in a tree or something like that, and you're like, what is that? And you go grab these things and you look them up. Then the image stabilization is not an issue whatsoever. Your brain is the best image stabilization computer out there, and so you can easily identify what you're looking at through these, no problem. But what I'm wondering is how stable will the video look, especially when I'm holding it in my hands, because when you're moving around in the dark, it's really hard to stay still and capture video. So I'm going to be interested to see how well the image looks stable in the video. And so once I review that footage, I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about that. But guys, if you want stable video on this, on the back of this is a tripod mount. So if I'm using this in the future to record video at night, I'm probably going to just put it on my tripod. That way I make sure that I have nice, stable images to shoot at night. So I'm probably going to get a tripod for it anyway, just because your arms do get a little tired holding this thing after a while. It's not a heavy unit by any means, but it probably would benefit from a tripod. But guys, if you want image stabilization in a set of night vision binoculars, you're probably looking at a pretty significant cost. So all in all, guys, I really like these. These are going to go with me every time I go camping, and I hope to incorporate a whole lot more night vision shots from my camping trips. I'm really excited. Let's go take a look at more of the video, and I'll come back with my final thoughts. So here's a look at what the GeowFi will record when it's on a tripod during daylight. And again, I probably panned too fast for the video recording, but when it was on the tripod, my eyes were very used to this speed. My tripod is not very smooth at pan, which is why you have the jerkiness there. And it was a little windy, so the wind was kind of blowing the tripod a little bit. But as you can see, when it's sitting still on the tripod stand, you get a great image that would be perfect for recordings. Here is a look at the night vision on the tripod, and if you look in the trees there, we have a deer coming in to our campsite. So I was pretty excited, and I was trying to hold this still. Again, my tripod is not very smooth at tilt and pan, so I've got to either loosen up a set screw or something like that so it's a little bit easier. But as you can see, this deer is wandering in through the woods, and he's going to come right into our campsite. Again, this is on the first level of zoom. I did not have to increase the zoom level at all. As you can see, this deer wasn't alone. And it was pretty easy to keep the deer in focus even as I was trying to tilt and pan the camera on the tripod. This deer came right into our campsite, as you're going to see in a minute. He's probably 30 feet from me, so it gives you an idea of how far away he was, or she, I guess I should say. And just really cool. The flickering that you see is, I was sitting by a campfire, and so obviously fires give off IR, and so the flickering you're going to see is the increase in IR as the flames flicker. So this wasn't a camera effect at all. It just happened to be that I was sitting by a campfire when I was watching these deer. And as you can see, this little deer is going to go right by my camp table. They went right around me and were going to head off. And then they got really curious. I think people feed these deer because they came right up to me pretty much, almost so close that I had a hard time keeping them in focus because I had more magnification than I needed. It would be like looking at something in with binoculars that is right in front of you and you don't need binoculars. But the night vision was still really cool. I mean, that image is pretty crisp. So again, with the GeowFi on a tripod, you can get great night vision images of whatever you want to look at. In this case, obviously some wildlife. So really like these. They're a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to take them on all of my camping trips and have them sitting next to me when I'm at the campfire and I hear a noise off in the woods. Well, guys, I am home from my trip to Lake Kissimmee State Park, and I'm so glad I took my GeowFi night vision binoculars with me. Guys, these things are awesome, and I highly recommend them. But in every review, I try to talk about both pros and cons of a device. So for a few minutes, I'm going to just talk about the cons or the things that I would love to see in an updated version of the GeowFi. So number one is the lack of image stabilization software. So in modern day action cameras like GoPros and those kind of things, the image stabilization software is incredible. And when you're trying to operate this thing at night and you're holding it and you're looking around and that kind of thing, having image stabilization software, especially when you're recording video, would be killer. You don't really need it when you're just looking like, what is that? Because your brain is the best image stabilization software there is. And so I could clearly see what I was looking at and no problem. But when I watch the video, you can see the unsteadiness. And if I'm panning too fast, it just looks unsteady. So definitely some image stabilization software would be fantastic for something like this. But guys, I also think that it would drastically increase the cost. So one of the easiest ways to get image stabilization is to throw it on a tripod, which is exactly what I did. And you saw how great the video was once this thing is sitting on a tripod. So very inexpensive mod to make this record fantastic stabilized video. So take that for what it's worth. Everything else, guys, I think is fantastic. These are going to go on every camping trip I ever go on from now on because I like to see in the dark. I like to see what's making the sounds behind my campsite. I have been camping before where I've turned around and there's a bear. And it'd be really nice to be able to see those things coming from a farther distance. So I absolutely love the night vision binoculars from GeowFi. Guys, I want to thank GeowFi for sending these to me. I did not pay for these. They sent them to me, so I just want to be full disclosure with you guys. But I do recommend them, and I am going to use them. And you're going to see, if you watch my channel, and I would recommend that you do, hit that subscribe, give me a thumbs up on this video, and that hit that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos. You're going to start seeing night vision shots from our camping trips because these things are so cool. And they're so easy to throw on a tripod and get some cool footage. So you're going to be seeing a lot more footage from this, so stay tuned. But as I said before, awesome product. Thanks to GeowFi for sending them to me. I'm going to get a lot of use out of these things. One other thing I did want to mention, guys, is I still haven't charged the battery in this thing. And it's still showing me about 3/4 battery life. So fantastic battery life in these. I mean, I used it a lot. I left it on. Just trying to see how long it would last, and it's lasted, I've probably got a couple of hours of runtime on this thing, and, still haven't charged the battery. So excellent battery life, lightweight. All in all, I really like it. Great carrying case. This thing is going to go on camping trips for years to come. So, guys, that's my review on the GeowFi night vision binoculars. I highly recommend you get a pair if you're spending any time outside in the dark. They're awesome, and you can get them at my affiliate link below. It is a affiliate link, which means I get a little commission on the sale. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it's a great way to support my channel. We're going to be bringing you a whole lot more gear reviews, guys. I have got a ton of stuff that I'm in the process of reviewing and testing out and bringing to you. Some stuff I've had for quite a while and just haven't been able to produce the videos, and I've been testing them for a long time. So stay tuned for some really cool gear reviews. We also do campground reviews, how-to videos, tips and tricks, camping, hiking, and fishing content, and a whole lot more. We exist to help moms and dads get their kids outside camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. And if you're having a hard time getting your kid to go camping, let him play with something like this. He'll be hooked, or she, guaranteed. Guys, thanks for watching Camp Outside. If you have any questions at all, drop something in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Or you can connect with us at our website at campoutside.com or our other social media at Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or Twitter. Guys, thanks for watching. It means the world to me. We'll see you next time right here on Camp Outside.